everyone is so excited about the semifinal race here at ISM Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. It's the NASCAR semifinal Blue-Green Vacations 500 to decide the championship for Homestead and Miami Speedway. But do not forget, we will be crowning a champion that weekend as well. And to help us get a little bit hyped up and get ready for that championship race for the K&N Pro Series West, joining us on the inside lane ahead of that Arizona Lottery 100, he is a Midwest Bandolero and Super Truck champion, the 2017 K&N West Rookie of the Year, and your current points leader heading into the championship race. Driver of the number 16, Bill McAnally, Napa Auto Parts Toyota from Stratford, Wisconsin. It's Derek Kraus. Derek, thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, it's great to have you on the show because, you know, something special might happen this upcoming weekend. You are currently 47 points ahead of the field coming off your win at Kern County. As long as you start the race, you clinch the championship in lap number 1. What has changed for you and your team this year compared to last year as a group that helped get this thing done in 2019 in the dominating fashion that you guys have?
Yeah, I just think that this year we've had a lot better luck than we have in the past years. The past years we've had a lot of DNFs. We've had a lot of wins as well, but it felt like last year if we didn't win, we had a DNF or something. So this year we were able to capitalize on if something happened like at Roseville, we were leading in a flat tire. We got a flat right rear tire and went a lap down, and then came back and finished fourth. So if something bad did happen, I feel like we were able to capitalize and still make it a decent night.
Jagger Jones, the Arizona guy right now, the closest to you in points, though, at B47 points. The next competitor, though, has been one that you're pretty familiar with and a championship competitor with you throughout the year. It's your own teammate, Hailie Deegan, and it's looked like you guys have had some fun. Hailie would get to the track first and she'd hop in your car. You guys would be on the grid and you'd hop in her car, so on and so forth. What has it been like this year, being teammates with Hailie and her being one of your tightest championship contenders coming out of your own shop?
Yeah, for sure. It's been a lot of fun racing with Hailie all year. We definitely can bounce ideas off of one another. If one of us are doing something better than the other, we can ask her, or she can ask me questions. So it definitely helps to have a teammate, and especially one like Hailie, just to help a lot at the racetrack too.
And it's been a pretty long year-ish for you. I know that sometimes, especially when you're younger, you're racing almost every single weekend, but running some events outside the K&N Pro Series, you also were hoping to race for the K&N East Series Championship as well. That ended up falling through after a few, like you said, a little bit of bad luck in the East Series this year for you. But what was so much more difficult of doing two series, doing both East and West, compared to either just doing the West or for the guys back East just doing the East? What was the most difficult part for you trying to win both championships this year?
Just like the scheduling. I mean, we there was pretty much a race that we didn't go to. The first race that we didn't go to was Bristol, and Bristol, there was a race on Thursday night, and then on the Saturday after Thursday, we had to go up to Evergreen, Washington. So it was a little tough for the team to do that. So we just kind of stepped back, and everyone knew that we were there in the beginning of the season. We led the point standings in both all the way to the halfway mark in the East season. So it was a really good year on the East Coast. We were able to win 2 races, which shows a lot from a team coming from the West Coast to the East Coast. And I was really happy with the results, and I really wish we could have finished the year off, but it was really tough on the guys, and they work really hard, and if they feel like they had a lot of work to do at the race shop. So it was just smarter thing to do, just to focus on the West Coast and try to get this championship.
And looking forward to ISM Raceway's Arizona Lottery 100, the championship race. As I mentioned, all you got to do is take the green flag. You are a NASCAR champion at that point. Looking at this race, it's not a home race for you, but I guess you could say that you're in somewhat familiar territory, as in the track president happens to be around your area from Wisconsin. What has it kind of been like? Because I know that you two have kind of connected. You ran the Truck Series race here last year. What's it kind of like knowing that, you know, there's a couple of pretty dang good race car drivers from where you come from, but there's also a track president as well? What's kind of that interaction like when you get to see someone that you're actually a little bit more familiar with being the president of a racetrack?
Yeah, it was really cool experience. Last year was my first ever truck race, and then Julie's first ever race being a president at Phoenix, and it's definitely a good thing that we can have Julie there with helping us get to places that we need to get, and it's really cool to have a person from so short of a distance away that's running a racetrack or is the president of a racetrack at ISM Raceway. So it's really cool and really neat experience to have her at the racetrack when I was making my debut in the Truck Series, and then this weekend with hopefully getting the championship in the K&N West car.
And in the K&N West car, you guys haven't really been to ISM Raceway as of late, and so no one on the entry list has, one, been to this track under the kind of rules package that K&N has moved to. And along with that, there's maybe one or two who have ever raced at ISM Raceway. You happen to be one of the two, and you happen to right now be the only guy who will be racing on that track the night before racing the Truck Series. What kind of advantage does racing the night before on the track give you? But also, what are a couple of things that you need to be cautious about, because not everything translates over from the truck to the K&N West car?
Just the truck. I mean, I can really learn a lot from the truck race to the K&N race. The truck race, I feel like, is way more aggressive with the restarts, and then throughout the race, everything's way more aggressive with the pit stops and stuff. So I can learn a lot, take away a lot from the truck race, and take it to the K&N race. That'll help me a lot, and it also help me get in the car where I need it. Like if I was struggling with something on Friday night, I know that in practice on Saturday in the K&N car, I can't have that happening, or else the car won't handle right in the race for the K&N car. So it's definitely going to help pulling double duty, racing both races, and I feel like it's going to be I know it's going to be a really fun weekend.
So before I let you go, I do want to do a segment. We do it with every single driver. It's called Quick Time. I got some rapid fire questions. I want some rapid fire answers. Some of these are factual. Some of these are just your opinion, though. You ready to set Quick Time, Derek?
Yeah.
All right, first one is factual, and I'll give you some bonus fake points if you get the year as well. Name the last driver to win a K&N Pro Series race at ISM Raceway.
Was it Cole Custer?
Not quite. Actually, you're pretty close because he was in that race as well, but it's actually our most recent Truck Series winner, Todd Gilliland, after a few years hiatus. That was back in 2015. Now you guys are coming back, and I don't know, it's kind of weird that he just won a truck race. You're going to be in the truck race. Superstitions and stuff, no. But
yeah.
Also, a lot of people don't know this about you, but you've also been a wrestler. I'm curious, what's more intense, going into that final couple-minute round, that third round in wrestling, or like you had at Kern County, that green-white checkered? Which one of those two are more intense?
I mean, they both have their certain things. Like in wrestling, if you're down by 2 points, you can gain those 2 points back and win. Or if you are up by 2, you can lose them 2 points. Just like at Kern, we led every single lap, and if there was a green-white checker, and no one really cares about who led every lap. Everyone cares about who led the last one. So I feel like that's the biggest relationship that them two have in common. But I don't know. I guess I really have never thought of that. But I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to go to the race. I mean, I really care about racing, and racing is definitely my top priority.
And lastly, I need some help. iRacing Street Stock Series. At short tracks, man, I can navigate my way to a top 5, but it always feels like, it's fixed setup. So I feel like I don't have the speed sometimes on other guys. What might I be missing if I'm just not having that speed off the corners?
I don't know. I just I don't know, hit the gas harder or get the gas sooner. I mean, it's fixed setup, so it's tough. So you got to kind of adapt to it, and I know some of those races can get a little rough, but it's a lot of fun to do it, and that's what I really enjoy doing on my off time.
And luckily for you, ISM Raceway with the dog leg is in iRacing, so I'd imagine that you might be taking a couple laps between now and the race. But nonetheless, Derek, thank you for joining me here on the Inside Lane. Derek Kraus looking to become the first Wisconsin driver to win a K&N Pro Series race since, well, before it was the K&N Pro Series, back in 1988. You might know this guy. His name was Alan Kowicki. won back in 1988 at ISM Raceway. Saturday night, admission is free on November 9th. They are asking you to donate non-perishable food items or brand new toys to support the Valley of the Sun United Way, and you get to watch some rising stars. That was the Inside Lane. Big thank you to Derek Kraus for joining us here, and we hope to see you for the Arizona Lottery 100 at ISM Raceway on November 9th.